This is the moment.
Sing for us.
Live shows all over the world. I did a Hoff Festival in Australia. And then I did a Hoff Festival in Austria. And I always start in the audience because it just messes you guys up. Everyone's always looking for him. Where the hell is he? And they see me on the screens. I'm going right here, dude. Somebody said, then they come up and some guy wanted to give me a kiss. No. Okay. That's all right. I just came to say hi. This is the largest crowd that I've had at any Comic-Con ever. And to be honest, I had no idea I was going to speak today. So, this is the moment. This is the day. When I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play. It's here and now, today. Anybody ever see Jekyll and Hyde? I got the honor of doing Jekyll and Hyde on Broadway. My dream when I was 8 years old was to go to Broadway. It took me 40 years to get there because I never gave up. Cannot give up in life. And there was a joke made about me in Austria. My press agent said, I'm going to call that TV station and tell them that was terrible. I said, no, it was funny. Because they said, David Hasslhoff is back again. He's like Christmas. He comes every year. You cannot get rid of me. I never give up. And it's because of you people. The theme of Knight Rider is one man can't make a difference. I'm here because you made a difference in my life. Knight Rider made a difference in my life, but it wasn't Knight Rider, it was you guys. Without you, Knight Rider wouldn't have made it. You know, Knight Rider was the first show that survived against Dallas. Remember Dallas? There were 26 shows were canceled up against Knight Rider. We got Knight Rider. I said, Dad, I got this amazing show about a talking car. He goes, have you been drinking? I said, no. He said, you should start. I said, no, it's like In Like Flynn. It's like the American James Bond. Anyway, Knight Rider came on. We drew our time slot, 9 o'clock Friday night against Dallas. That's like, are you kidding me? But because of you people, because of the first, this is a true story. It's amazing, I can remember this. The first place I ever did, should I come up there? You can see me down here, come closer. The first place I ever did an automobile show was in Canada. And I don't remember where it was, but they paid me $35 for the weekend to appear with the Knight Rider car and sign autographs like we're doing here and say hello to people. So we ended up doing that show and it was so successful and the audience were all young boys and men. And I said, hey, these kids are gonna get their moms to change the channel from Dallas. So we did 75 automobile shows the first year. And we were the first show in 26 other shows against Dallas to survive. So because of you guys, we're still here. And now, a show about a talking car that got bad reviews and a stud who can't act, David Hasslhoff, is still here. 30 years later.
Well, I have to say,
By the way, who are you?
Who am I? I'm Morgan. Nice
Hi,
to
Morgan,
meet
give
you.
me a hug.
Yeah, big hug.
She's still waiting for me to come out of the bathroom.
I was trying to give him really strong directions that bathrooms are this way, and then we see this grand entrance. But thank you so much. It's only the David Hasslhoff way.
You know what? It comes down to it. This amazing convention, isn't it? I mean, come on. I'm sitting next to James Hong, you know? I mean, this amazing actor. I met him on the airplane. He's 84 years old. I said, we ought to do a new series called Hong and the Hoff. And I said, maybe a porno called Hong Well. He's making jokes. He goes, his tickets, his pictures, 50% off. Oh my God. And then I run into another legend who cast me as Nick Fury, Stan Lee. And Stan Lee is 90 years old, baby, and he's still doing it. That's what it's about. You still do it. You just pick yourself up, you keep going. You know, we've all had adversity in our lives, and we've all had stuff that shouldn't have happened. Life isn't fair. When you realize that life isn't fair, and you just go, you know what, that shouldn't have happened, but I'm not going to react. I can't change those people. You can only take care of one person, yourself. There's nobody who can bring me down. Nobody brings me down but me. And I've done that before. And when I'm down, I go, what was that all about? And then I get up, and I keep moving on, and you learn from that. You know, Stan Lee put me in Nick Fury, and I just walked up to him and I said, you wrote the best line ever for me when I was in Nick Fury. He says, let me hear it. And I went, guys like you tend to cling to the bowl no matter how many times you flush. And he looked at me like, well, thanks a lot. I said, you wrote it. Anyway, I happened to find a Nick Fury book in my storage the other day. I'm having a big estate sale. I have Hoff festivals, so I take everything from Knight Rider, from Baywatch, out of the closet, and I sell it and give a lot of the money to charity. And I found a Stan Lee comic book, Nick Fury, that was signed by him. So, you know, today is about meeting and greeting and saying hello. I find inspiration from you people because you don't give a damn what people think. You're going to dress up like R2-D2, you do it. It's one, you know what? Somebody said this to me, a guy in a wheelchair. Amazing guy. Had muscular dystrophy. I said, how long have you been in that wheelchair? He said, I've been in 35 years. I said, well, how do you know me? He said, you're Nick Fury, and you're David Hasslhoff, you're the Hoff, you're the Knight Rider, you're the Baywatch guy. I watched you my whole life. And I said, are you okay? He goes, yeah. I said, are you happy? He goes, yeah. He says, are you having fun with life? He goes, yeah. What? I chase girls. I said, what? I chase girls. So you've seen these guys like this, they can only move a hand. He goes up, watch, he goes, boom. He goes, woo. The girl turns around and goes, oh. That shit really works. Hang out with me. I said, you want to be my friend? And we had the greatest time, and he looks up at me and he says, you know, I like these conventions because I'm a geek at heart. And the geeks shall inherit the earth. The geeks shall inherit the earth! And it's true. It's because there's always some time in life you need a little recognition, and I'm here to say it's okay to be you, and that's what it's about. It's about being you first, and everything else falls in place. And imagine, see what you want to, see it. I have a bracelet that I wear. It says, see it, believe it, and live it. If you see it. My first toy that I got, that I really loved, was in the garage. It was a go-kart, a black little car. And I took that, and I used to drive around Harris Circle, and I built jumps. I became the Knight Rider. It's like really wild. And you know, you gotta recognize these moments. There's like no surprises, you know, in life. Things happen, and you react, and then down the road you go, oh, now I get it. You know, sometimes it's a bit of a puzzle, a huge puzzle. But it's all kind of laid out, I think. So if you see it, they said that Einstein said that one of the greatest things, Einstein had his brain was like 27% bigger than ours, and he said, don't teach your kids logic, teach them to read fairy tales, and then read the fairy tale again, because it's all about imagination. Could you imagine that the cell phones are going to be this big 30 years ago? Can you imagine what they're going to be like in 35 or 40 years? Beam me up, Scotty. It's going to be there. If we did Knight Rider today the right way, first thing Kit would say, Michael, why are all the cars talking? Why are they all driving themselves? Because they do. They park themselves, they talk to us, they have scanners, GPS. I didn't even know what a GPS one did. The first cell phone I got on Knight Rider was this big, huge phone.
Pull up the cord?
Yeah, I was walking around going, Dad, I'm outside. He said, well, go inside. I said, no, I'm talking on a phone, you idiot. I have a phone in my hand. It was this gigantic phone. You see them all. Anyway, I've been blessed. One man can make a difference. A lot of people made a difference in my life, and the success that I've had and the run that I've had has been just kind of funny. It's like, could you imagine someone saying, well, you're 8 years old, I'm gonna go to Broadway. I'm gonna be a Broadway star. No, you're going to talk to a car. I would have looked at my parents and said, what do cars talk? No, son, but there'll be a show in 1982. You won't be going to Broadway, you're gonna be talking to a car. And before that, you'll play a doctor named Snapper. Snapper Foster on The Young and the Restless. I did 800 shows on The Young and the Restless playing Dr. Snapper Foster. Then I got Knight Rider, and my dad says, I'm now going to call you the Night Snapper. My dad was so funny, he said, he used to hand out cards that said Knight Rider's dad. You know how you wait in line and you can't get in the movies and you go, hi, Knight Rider's dad. Come right. He said, this really works. Anyway, I did a little show called Baywatch, ran in slow motion. And the most asked question is, did you ever sleep with Pamela Anderson? And the answer is no. But I am a compulsive liar. So figure that one. Anyway, she's still good friends. I still see pretty much everybody from Baywatch. I just had Jeremy Jackson at my house, who played my son. He just got married. We're having a Knight Rider reunion at one of these shows in Hollywood with Bonnie, Patricia McPherson, who's like, she's like a political activist for saving the wetlands and saving a place called Ballona Creek, and kind of always getting in a little bit of trouble because she's taking on the oil companies. She's like the real deal. Peter Powers is still around. I see him, he played RC2, RC3. The Knight Rider movie is in development with the Weinstein Company. I haven't a clue what they're gonna do with it. They don't want me involved, just like the NBC show. They said, I brought it to NBC, gave them the whole layout. The good news is we're gonna do this. Your son's taking over. The bad news is you're not gonna be in it. And I said, okay guys, but don't mess it. They forgot the 3 things that worked on Knight Rider, which the key to a successful show, in my thing, is how many family members will watch it together. The biggest show in the world, the most family members was The Cosby Show. Second biggest show at that time was Knight Rider. It had everybody in the family watch it. Same way with Baywatch, you know, the whole family could watch it. There was something in it for everybody. And especially Baywatch. A lot of fan mail from prisoners. I'm not even gonna go on parole. I'm gonna stay here to watch Baywatch. And so I'm hoping that the Weinstein Company does it justice. I'm doing, I mean, even so many people came up to me with Knight Rider cars and asking me questions about it. And literally, honest to God, I listen to you guys. And go follow my Twitter. You'll see that I do my own Twitter, and it's a real deal. It's a way of letting people know what the real thing is happening in my life. If some garbage comes out about me in the press, I'm able to tell you the truth about what's happening, or to affect somebody in a positive way. I can do that with this amazing toy that I have now, which really is the truth, because it does come from my hand, and my hand only. So go to David Hasslhoff, you'll see what's going on. And I'm trying, and I wrote back immediately to my people. Everybody in line wants that Knight Rider show to be retro, cool, just updated. It's all. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Bring back the original kit. You know, I can play the Devin character. I say to my kid, I can't run, I can't jump, I can't fight, but I can still drive. You know, and the same thing with life, just move forward. I got a new movie coming out that I'm producing and starring in called Killing Hasslhoff, which is about a death pool. And a bunch of college kids get together and they put in $10,000 on who's gonna die first. I was actually number 2 at one point in the National Choir. I was so pissed off that I wasn't number 1. Lindsay Lohan was number 1. She's a lovely girl, by the way. She gets a bad rap. Anyway, I'm here to say thank you very much for coming out. Night Riders in development. I got a movie called Killing Hasslhoff. I'm planning on coming back to Toronto on tour. I have a new show called The Hoff. We love the 80s and 90s. I bring back some hot groups from the 80s and 90s like Ace of Base, Venga Boys.